This video is a rare behind-the-scenes glimpse at one of Istanbul's melting furnaces. Hi, I'm James, and I am really excited to share this very rare behind-the-scenes glimpse at a gold and silver melting furnace in Istanbul, Turkey. It is in the area of the Grand Bazaar and used by different jewelers and makers for the recycling and refining of their silver and gold alloys. So there's only a few of these melting shops left in the city, and we were really fortunate to have this wonderful kind of experience and tour recently in July of 2022. So come along with me and take a little tour and learn a lot about this whole process. So here we are at the Çuhacı Han near Grand Bazaar in Istanbul, Turkey. And I should explain a little bit about these Hans, where there's many of them, particularly around or even in the Grand Bazaar area. And what it is it's a collection of associated shops and makers and suppliers and of a particular type of material or product. And so these have been around since Ottoman era and continue to be a very, very busy professional part of the industry here. So this particular Han, maybe historically because of its name, which means bag maker or seller, was associated with selling or making bags. But now it's really a focal point for gold and silver jewelry. And we're just going to take a little walk through there so you can get a sense of the structure of the place. And because it's such a historic space, they are continually sort of updating it and adapting it based on whatever is the current needs of the businesses. And so now with its focus on gold and silver jewelry, you can see most of the wholesale and retail selling shops here. Lots of people running around, doing errands, doing their business. Upstairs and downstairs from this space would be additional shops that are both possibly with product for sale, as well as makers and other processes associated with it, like you'll see with the melting furnace that we're going to visit. And this is just a walk through part of it. The interesting thing about Hans is that for tourists, they might not be on anybody's radar because some of them are more difficult to find. They have sort of smaller entrances. But it really is a wonderful behind the scenes look of how all of this industry and all these goods get made and dispersed to customers and to the public. And so you can see all these different shops in buildings that are at least 100 years old or more, and just being updated as needed based on the current demands and what the particular businesses are focusing on. So that's a quick walk through part of the Han, and we're going to take a little walk down into the melting furnace that's in this Han. So here we are back at the entrance of the Han, and I'm just going to show you where the entrance is to this melting furnace. You might have missed it on the sort of the tour around the central part of the Han, but it's just right here next to the stairs, and the sign says Gold and Silver Melting Furnace. So we'll just take a little walk on down the stairs. So this is Selim Doğan, and he's from Kayseri, Turkey, and he has been working in this shop since 1983. He came here after finishing middle school and started as an apprentice, but now he is a master of melting and refining and has been a boss of this shop and working here for about 40 years now. This particular furnace is very historic. It's more than 100 years old and has pretty much been in continuous use. It uses coke, which is a refined form of coal, and it burns very clean, and it's excellent for the clean melting of gold and silver, which is the only metals that he works with here. Here you can see some silver plates that were cast and rolled. Usually after casting, he will roll it down to the thickness needed by his customers that come for whatever products they're needing to manufacture.
Çok teşekkür ederiz.
And everything that is it's basically this one room shop, so he has everything here that he needs to do that, the casting and refining, some basic hand tools, the different ingot molds, and he is very excited that this furnace is still in continual use. The chimney goes up about 12 meters or about 35-40 feet and vents out, but the coke is very clean burning, so it's really not a problem, and one of the reasons that's been able to stay in operation right here in the city. So here you can see Selim preparing the ingot molds. He's going to be melting and casting about 1 kilogram or about 2 pounds of silver into the 2 different ingot molds. He has oiled and preheated those ingot molds. He likes to use 140 gear oil as a clean burning oil to keep metal from sticking to the molds at all, or just having a nice clean release once they're cast. So here he's adding a little bit of borax as a flux into the melting crucible for the silver, stirring it around, collecting and cleaning out any of the impurities with the silver. And there's just a blower below this section, and that's providing the fan blower is providing the air blowing through the coke and properly heating the crucible. Just waiting for the silver to reach temperature. He turns off the blower, grabs the crucible. He's going to cast this mold first. It's important to get a nice smooth pour so that the ingot is all in one piece and there's no cold shuts that would divide the metal into multiple pieces. Then he'll cast the second ingot. And you can see that the mold releases nice and easily from the cast ingot. And then after that initial pour, he will anneal the ingots before rolling down. You can see the 2 ingots being annealed here. And you can notice just how clean burning that coke is. He says it's some of the best available that he uses.
Mm-hmm.
after proper annealing, he has 2 different pickle baths that are a diluted sulfuric acid base. And so he will clean the metal before rolling it. So he has a brass kind of dunking tool. And this is the pickle bath for silver only here. The other pickle bath is for gold only to prevent contamination. And he'll rinse in the bath, scrub it clean.
Super.
And they are ready for rolling once they get dried.
Bitti, ja.
So after casting, it's typically necessary for him to roll down the cast ingots into either sheet or wire, depending on what the needs of his client are. In this particular case, he's rolling down those 2 ingots of silver for us just to a thick workable plate for us, since we have the capabilities to cut it down or roll it into exactly the sheet thickness that we need. So he's just kind of rolling it down to make it a little bit more workable for us. But you can see the nice wide clean rolls that he has, and how easy and clean it is to just roll those ingots down. The wire rolling mills are behind the sliding doors behind him there. And he said, just watch, some of the edges can get a little bit rough, but we're metalsmiths, so we're able to clean that up. And he resets the rolling mill for the second ingot. He was really happy about doing this interview and sharing what he's been doing for the jewelry and metalsmiths in his area for decades. And so it was really such a pleasure to be in his shop and talk with him while he was working. And then after rolling down, he'll anneal the sheets again to make it easy for us to work with in the future. And you can see some of the leftovers of the borax and flux from the melting process there. Once those are fully annealed, he will pickle and clean them again, and we will be on our way. I can't say enough what a special and unique opportunity it was to tour this refining shop and just to have a wonderful conversation with him there and just see the process and what he does every day for that industry. I do have to share a funny thing that happened as we were leaving. Another client was coming in with several gold bars to have refined to different carats of gold. And just to give you a sense of the scale of things, each one of those gold bars is about a kilogram, and at today's prices, that's about $55,000 a bar. So there's a significant amount of work that goes through that shop, even though he's very modest and humble, and the shop itself seems relatively basic. But it's a very intense place, and they're all really wonderful and hardworking people. So again, I hope you enjoyed checking everything out, and I'm just so thrilled to be able to share the experience with you. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can hear from me when I post future videos. Thanks for stopping by.